it doesn't exactly scream a sewer. Unless the water's just that clean.
Let's play a game, shall we?
Hello, and welcome to the sewers. This was originally E1M10, or the exclusive level to the Xbox version of Doom. But that's neither here nor there. It's time for me to get into this. Although I think this looks familiar. I think I may have actually gone through this before. I'm not really sure. Oh well, at least I never remember recording it before, so that'll be new at least. And of course I'm using Beautiful Doom because why the hell not? Beautiful Doom makes everything better. Right off the bat, the level... the level design is interesting. Not particularly what I'd call polished, but yeah, what are you gonna do, right? Thanks, pal. Oh, okay. I guess that was the reason for that, huh? I thought it was weird the switch repeated itself, but I guess it was necessary. Somehow. Anyway. Thank you for dying so swiftly and efficiently. And screw you for making me waste another shot. You think shells grow on trees? I mean, yeah, they're all over the place, but that doesn't mean they come easy. I still have to actually find them. So if you could quit wasting shots, that'd be great. See? Those two imps know what's up. They were nice enough to both die in one shot. Now that is how you be frugal. Hey, why can't you be more like these other imps? Now the imps are starting to waste my time. Crap. Hey, okay, there we go. 2 for the price of 1. Yeah, this doesn't exactly scream of polish, does it? I know it was... I mean, you would think that for an exclusive level for the Xbox version, they would have put more gusto into it. I mean, it's almost hard to believe that this was made for a commercial version of Doom. Maybe I'm being too harsh on it, but so far it doesn't exactly seem all that polished. Like they just wanted to slap something on for the Xbox owners. I mean, I guess it wasn't really necessary. You could have just given them the Xbox version of Doom with Doom 3, and I bet they would have been happy just for that, but... eh. Oh well, I guess it's something, right? You know, just something to say that they have something over the PC version. Oh crap. And I guess I have seen worse exclusives for console ports of crap. Oh, I see. Wait, what the... Oh, okay. Not much of a secret when I could actually see the line, but I'm going to assume that that is because it wasn't meant for this. It wasn't meant for GZ Doom. So I'm not going to harsh them on that front. Also, I noticed that I had the HUD wrong. Or at least the wrong way I wanted it. Because I like to have Doom Guy's face showing. I don't know, something about it. Doom just doesn't feel like Doom unless you can see the Doom Guy's face. It's a distinguishing factor. Yeah, I know the demons are kind of distinguished too, and the textures and all that have a unique look to them that isn't really replicated in other games, but for some reason it helps me realize that it's Doom seeing the Doom Guy's face. He grounds it. I like seeing your face like that. Heck, maybe I should do that someday with one of my games that I try to make. Just have the guy's HUD face be visible. I mean, Metroid Prime 3 actually did something interesting with that concept where in the Prime games, you can do a charge shot or something shiny happens and then you can see Samus's face in the visor, but Metroid Prime 3 did something different where if you do it after you got corrupted by the Leviathan seeds, her face becomes progressively more corrupted until one of her eyes is just completely taken over by Phazon. I always thought that looked really cool. A dynamically changing face. I wonder where they got that from. Must be a coincidence, am I right? Also, I should quit being so careless because I pretty much lost all the benefit of that Soul Sphere. Thank you! Anyway. I see why it's called the sewers, but did they not have access to those brown textures from Final Doom at the time they made this? Couldn't be. This was included with the Xbox version of Doom 3, wasn't it? This was made well after Final Doom. Couldn't they have just taken the brown textures from that and slapped it here? Because this doesn't look like a sewer. It looks like some kind of canal system. Just me? It doesn't exactly scream a sewer. Unless the water's just that clean. Or people crap blue in the future. Maybe that's what I've been... Maybe that's what the health potions are. They're literal crap. Now I'm just being ridiculous. But you know what I mean. They had access to brown water textures, but they deliberately chose to make it look like regular water. That goes into what I'm saying, that this seems like one of the least polished, you know, commercial Doom, available through commercial Doom mods that I've seen. I mean, No Rest for the Wicked was pretty tight. The master levels were pretty tight. This just seems phoned in. Just me? Am I harsh for saying that? I don't know. I just don't think that all that much effort was put into this. It doesn't seem like it. I mean, come on. I think they could have done better. I'm gonna stop complaining now. I'm gonna stop criticizing it every 2 seconds. I should just play it for it. Wait, what? That was weird, wasn't it? What was the Pinky doing on top of this? Ah, I see. Well, I can't complain about that, because I wouldn't have been able to get on it. Normally, it didn't... Oh, okay. That is just weird right there. I guess this is the sewer part of the sewers. And they're dumping nuclear waste everywhere. Sickos. Hey! Mandatory slimes, mandatory radiation spots without a radiation suit? That don't sit well with me, brother. And it is mandatory because you get a switch out of it. Jerk. Granted, it's not that much, but still. Every little bit counts. What if you were already low on health? Oh, crap. I guess you would hope that the med kit can tide you over until then? Even though not really, because I'm almost as bad as I was before I got it. Oh, crap. Would you die for me, please? Thank you. Oh, great. Come on, there we go. Did it just lag out for a second there? Oh, boy. Maybe I should only attack the ones that are directly coming towards me. Because that way, the ones that are killing each other will just keep killing each other. And I won't have to put up with the ones that are trying to kill me. Prick. I call foul. I call freaking foul. Thank you very much. Oh, hello, Khaki. How are you doing? Have you been well? I'm doing great, especially since I just killed you. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. What's in here? That's another flaw with this. There's not even really much distinguishing the areas. I pretty much have to open up the map to figure out what places I've been and what places I haven't been. Pretty much just a bunch of random corridors. I know, I should quit complaining, but still, this was made for a commercial version of Doom. I mean, come on. I've seen people harsher than this on free WADs. I mean, people were harsh on things like the Rampage Edition, but, I mean, those were free WADs, freely available. This was supposed to be the gimmick of a commercial version of Doom. I mean, granted, you didn't pay exclusively for this, you paid for an Xbox port of Doom, and this just came with it, but that was one of the selling points. Or at least I'm pretty sure they made it one of the selling points. Hey, look, you get your own level for Doom. I mean, I don't know how many people that actually convinced to buy it based on that alone, but still. You gotta make a commercial WAD. At least try. I mean, come on. I like to think I've made better levels than this. And who the hell am I? I've never made anything commercial. Not even close. closest thing to a commercial game I've ever made was one where I gave it out for free, but I said, hey, if you wanted to donate to me, you can. That's the closest I've made to a commercial game so far. I like to think I can do better than this. Maybe I'm being presumptuous. Still, I guess it was a different time. Then again, the BFG version of Doom kind of censored things in a lazy way, so maybe they just had that mindset. They just wanted to phone it in. They weren't particularly interested in, you know, putting their best foot forward, so to speak. Maybe I'm being harsh by suggesting that, but it doesn't seem like that they were trying really hard to show people how good of quality they can make at this point in time. Don't know why. Or maybe they just didn't care because this is the old Doom and they want to focus on the new stuff. Like Rage and all that crap. They probably put their best teams on their newest games and then they just, I don't know, they stuck some random guy to do this. I would hate to be that guy. They're like, hey, all our best guys are already working on Rage and the new Quake and everything. Could you just go ahead and make us a level for the Xbox version of Doom? The old game that we don't so much care about anymore? Nah. Maybe I shouldn't. Now I'm just being harsh because now I'm just assuming their motive. And that's not the right thing to do. You should never assume someone's motive. Especially just assuming that they did it for ulterior reasons. I'm sure they just didn't put that much thought into it. Pretty sure I'm putting more thought into criticizing it than they made into making it. Hello! Why are there randomly skulls? I mean, I like a pile of skulls as much as the next guy, but it just seems random. Yeah, this is where the demons store their skulls for some reason. And that's a door for some reason. I mean, I guess you could justify it, like I said. You could justify anything if you just say, well, that's part of hell blending in into our reality, but even by that standard, it seems kind of weird. Can't just be me, right? I can't just be complaining to myself. It's certainly weird. I mean, in my opinion, they didn't even put that much thought into where the level was, because if I remember correctly, it's basically E1, M1, you go outside, and then there's a switch just pressed up against the side, and then you just hit that, and then you go here. So even finding this wasn't particularly well thought out. But then again, maybe it cancels itself out. This is a level that it takes pretty much no effort to get to, so I guess they figured, why not? Screw it. Although I guess if you were going by that standard, it would be a little challenging, considering all you would have is the shotgun, but then again, I pistol started this. Well, but then again, I am using GZ Doom, I'm using mouse controls, I'm using WADS, although, you could get something very similar on Vanilla Doom. Well, minus the mouse controls. Unless you had some way to disable the verticality of the mouse. Because you do not want mouse controls on Vanilla Doom. Because it has you move forward and backward with the mouse, unless you disable that somehow. You would have to disable that from your own computer because there's no way to disable it in the game. So what I would do is if I was playing Vanilla Doom and I had to, I would just basically have WADS, you know, F to fire and all that good stuff, E to use, just all the stuff that I would normally use with GZ Doom and more modern ports, except to turn, you would just use the arrow keys. I think that would make more sense with Vanilla Doom. Of course, in retrospect, actually, even at the time, my kid self was struggling with this game because of the default control scheme. The default control scheme was basically turn and move with the arrow keys, and you have to hold Alt to strafe, which isn't exactly very intuitive. Just saying. Seriously, just try it. It's not all that intuitive. I mean, if my kid self knew about the WADS control scheme, I probably would have had a much easier time and wouldn't have had to cheat just to get anywhere. You know, being able to strafe with a key, with just its own dedicated key, rather than having to hold down a button and then strafe. So much more convenient. But then again, even Quake didn't default with mouse control. It's just not something that it thought of at the time. I guess I can forgive them for that, obviously, because back then people didn't realize, hey, what do you know, using a mouse to control and look around, so much better than having to do things the old way with keyboard rigged, I don't even know the word I was going for, the stiffness of having to, see, look, now I'm just using the default control scheme, which it accepts. You basically use the arrow keys, you have to hold Alt. Yeah, good luck circle strafing like that, unless you want to just stop every 2 seconds. Yeah, it's much easier like this, see? Don't even have to stop. But then again, I guess that's the point. And that was the whole level, so that was certainly something, wasn't it? And as you can see, it was on E3M1. Or at least it was shoved there. The wad of it that I found, it was just shoved right here, so that is it for now for the sewers level. Sorry if you guys were sick of my complaining, but, I mean, come on. I mean, look at this. If you look around here, this is a much better design map in my personal opinion. There's much more detail. I mean, look, there's a tree right there, there are items everywhere, there's decor everywhere. It looks like there's structure. I mean, even though it's basically just a giant hand, but hey, you can't say that's not creative. I don't know, maybe I'm just asking too much, maybe I was just expecting too much. But then again, I consider the first episode to have the tightest level design out of all of them, which is kind of weird because you would think that your paid version would have better levels than your first episode that was available for free. I guess they were thinking that if they gave their episode 1 the best levels, it would convince people to buy more of it. Not to say the extra enemies and weapons didn't more than make up for it, because it's still fun as hell. I mean, Doom is my favorite game of all time. I'm just nitpicking at this point, but, you know, you gotta admit that between that under rose-colored glasses, not everything is perfect. But I'm gonna quit ranting now and just say that is it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. Make sure to spread this video around like the infernal fire of hell. And I will see you next time. Now go out there and capitalize on life. Peace out, have a good one, and have a nice and pleasant day.
If you enjoyed the content and want to stay up to date, I upload 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day. You can also subscribe and hit the bell icon, or just check out the end screens right here.